The three Zords will combine?
That's the plan. Dino Charge Megazord, try Stego formation.
Stego Charger, engage. Tricera Charger, engage. T-Rex Charger, engage. Zords, combine. Stego Zord, combine. Tricera Zord, combine. Dino Charge Megazord, ready.
Hello everyone, Reviews here, and this is a review of the Power Rangers Dino Charge Dinosaur Mega Pack. So remember how I said I was going to get the Dino Charge Zords instead of the Kyoryuger Zords? Well, here's the first review of the Dino Charge Zords. It includes the Dino Charge Megazord, the Raptor Zord, the Para-Zord, and exclusive gold chrome Zord armor. Now, I got this pack instead of just getting the Dino Charge Megazord separately, Raptor Zord separately, and Para-Zord separately, because this was honestly a pretty good deal. The only difference between the Zords in this pack and the regular Zords is that everything that was yellow on the Megazord, Raptor, and Para-Zords is now gold. And the Zord armor, the actual Zord armor, is red, while in here it's gold. And this set also includes 3 glow-in-the-dark Dino Chargers of the T-Rex, Raptor, and Para. So, let's get on with this review. Before we go over the Zords, let's get the Chargers out of the way. So over here you have the T-Rex Charger. It has number 1. It has the T-Rex over here and over here. The little animation. Over here it has the pin that tells the Dino Charge Morpher what Charger this is. Tyrannosaurus Rex written over here. And the QR code for the Charger Scanner app. So scan it if you want to. Alright. Here's the Para-Charger, which basically does the same thing. The pin's over here, Parasaurolophus, and the code which you can scan right now. Alright. And here's the Raptor Charger, which I'm not going to compare this charger to the Raptor Charger that I got at the Dino Saber, just because they're the same thing. You have the Velociraptor over here and over here. Number 4. The animation. You have the pins over here. It says Velociraptor. There's the QR code, so scan it right now. And alright, those are all the Chargers. Since I don't have the Dino Charge Morpher, I can't play the sounds, obviously. But I'll play a clip that shows the sound, so roll the clip. Before we move on to the Zords, let's scan the Dino Chargers. So over here we have the T-Rex Charger. Now let's scan the Para-Charger. And now let's scan the Raptor Charger. So there are all the chargers scanned. So now, let's get on to the T-Rex Zord. Ha, see what I did there? So over here you have the paint, you have some clips, you have a clip for the Megazord helmet, you have clips on top for a future combination with the Plesio and Packy Zords, spoiler alert. On the back, you have a tail, you have some pegs over here connecting these pegs in the back, you have Zord building ports, you have legs that can move, the legs can also move over here, and you know how in Dino Charge, in the show, and in Kyoryujin, the Megazord's helmet shoved in the tail, right? No, it's shoved in the butt. This takes my place of best butt joke of all time. Just congratulations, Bandai. And I don't mean that in a sarcastic manner. Like, I literally mean congratulations. Like, over here it's stored in the butt. And it's actually pretty funny. Like, it's kind of ridiculous, but it's one of those things that's so ridiculous, it's hilarious. So, nice job, Bandai. Over here, you have the T-Rex head. And the mouth can stay open, unlike Galvatira. And you're gonna want to grab your T-Rex charger. Insert it in there. And now close the T-Rex mouth. But close it in and press a bit on it and you'll see what happens. The feathers pop up. So, basically, how this works is that you press the black button over here. And the feathers pop up. So, overall, the T-Rex Zord is pretty nice. And now, let's go on to the Stego Zord. So over here you have the Stego Zord, which I immediately like because my favorite color is blue, obviously. So over here you have the blue, which looks pretty nice. You have the gold over here as well as everything that was yellow in the original Zords and is painted gold in this set. On the flip side you basically have the same thing. You can move these back legs 360, but they're blocked by these legs up front, so it's not 360, but nearly 360. Over here, you can move the front legs. You can move them front and back. The same for these. And the head can open up to reveal a little hole in there. So now let's grab our T-Rex charger because we don't have the Stego charger. And let's put it in and see what action feature it gives us. So over here you have the sword for the Megazord, which in the show when the Stego Zord gets a charger, it unveils this blade. But in the show, the Megazord can use this as a sword or as a shield. Now this can't open up as a shield, which is kind of a disappointment considering Blue's whole thing is being armored and stuff. But it's just a minor nitpick for me, at least. And over here, connecting the back to the Stego is kind of different because you have to connect these ports as well. So over there. And something I'm going to mention for the Zords for Stego, Tricera, Raptor, and Para, you don't need the charger, actually. There's just a lever in the back, and watch what happens when I push back the lever. Wait, that was bad timing. Sorry, guys. Oh, the mouth is stuck. Damn it. But I'll still show it off with the charger anyway. So over here, when you push the charger back, this will go back. That's weird, it's not activating the feature. Yeah, sorry for wasting your time, guys, but for some weird reason the feature doesn't want to work right now. It was just working. Let me see. Okay, I think it's working. Let me check. Nope, it's not. But basically, the gist is, you can grab this lever and push it back to reveal the action feature instead of having a charger stuck in there. So yep, that's basically it for the Stego Zord. Now, let's get on with the Tricera Zord. So over here is the Tricera Zord, and it looks pretty nice. You have the tail in the back, and this tip should actually be painted yellow, but I have some yellow Sharpies to cover that anyways. Over here you have gold over here, since everything that was yellow was replaced with gold in this pack. The horns over here. Now these horns can't flip back like Tricera from Kyoryugen, but over here they added that effect already, so pretty nice, Bandai. And an important note, this Zord is pink. In the show it is pink, but I'm just mentioning the color of the Zord right now, just because last year Bandai painted this purple, saying that boys won't buy a toy that's painted pink. And obviously, Power Ranger super fans like me got pretty pissed at that, because one, there's a purple ranger in the series that will be introduced later, and two, it's just a stupid reason why not to paint it pink, considering this is the actual first pink Zord. Like other Pink Ranger Zords are just white with like a smidge of pink. Heck, Bandai even repainted the white Shogun Zord pink back in 1995 for MMPR Season 3. But it's a good thing that this is now painted pink, because if it weren't painted pink, all of us would get pretty pissed off. So over here you can open the head. Now we're gonna use the Tricera charger, and why I didn't use the Stego charger when I was going over the Stegozord is because I don't have the Stego charger. But I do have the Tricera charger because I got this from the Dinocom. So stick the charger in, and the tail pops up. And over here, let's see if this works. You have the lever over here. Oops, sorry for my camera. You push the lever back, and it pops out. So it's a little cheat over here. You don't need the charger actually. So yep, that's basically all for the Tricera Zord. So now let's go over the Dino Charge Megazord Tri-Stego formation. So now let's form the Dino Charge Megazord Tri-Stego formation. So we're gonna move Tricera and Stego out of the way for a second and focus on T-Rex. So grab the legs, flip them upright, twist the body, grab the tail, and that just crashed with everything else, including my cup of water. Grab the tail, stick it back here, flip up the head. Now wait a minute, we're missing something, right? The helmet. Well, as I said earlier, the helmet is stored in the butt. So you're gonna open the legs, and you're gonna put the helmet on. Yeah, I know it's stored in the butt and whatever, and I thought the butt jokes these days were pretty terrible, but this is actually kind of hilarious, having the Megazord helmet being put in the butt. So, over here you have the Stegozord. Flip his legs. Take off his spine, which we'll use later. Grab Tricera, which was already open. Put her here. Grab the saber, flip it up, not the saber, the spine, but flip it up to a saber, whatever. And now you have the Dino Charge Megazord Tri-Stego formation. So it looks pretty nice, and one pro that I'm gonna have to give this over Kyoryugen is its size. Right now I just yawned for some reason. The size of this is actually pretty good. Unlike Kyoryugen, this thing is pretty lightweight and small, so you can carry it around. For Kyoryugen, you had to have both hands to practically carry Kyoryugen. It was pretty heavy. So on the back over here, you have a Zord Builder port over here, which will be used in a future combination with the Titanozord. Over here, you have Zord Builder ports, and they really downscaled on the Zord Builder ports, which they're giving us more quality for the Zord Builder ports. So yeah, and this is basically what I have to say about the Dino Charge Megazord. It can do basic Megazord stuff like move its arms around. It can't move the legs that much. Like up front, it can, but you have to move the T-Rex arms. But you can move the legs back. So this is basically everything guys for the Dino Charge Megazord Stego formation. I'll get more into what I think of this in my final thoughts. But for now, let's go over the Para-Zord. So over here you have the Para-Zord, and it looks pretty nice. The legs can move. The arms can move. You have the tail back here. You have some silver paint over here, which it doesn't look too different from Para-Sagan from Kyoryuger. You have the gold, which this was originally yellow, but it was replaced with gold for this set. You have the red eyes over here. And you can open the mouth. Now you're going to want to grab your power charger over here and insert it. To reveal, bam, the gun. Because the main gimmick is that in Kyoryuger, Kyoto Black was the hotshot hero, so he obviously had a gun here. And Kyoryuger, this was called Para-Sagan. The Para-Zord was called Para-Sagan because get it, para and gun, you get it. So over here, you have this little thing, which it can actually move. In Kyoryuger, this part couldn't move. In the Kyoryuger toy line, I meant to say. And yeah, this is basically it for the Para-Zord. Let me stand them upright. No, not that upright. Over here. So now let's go over the Raptor Zord. So over here is the Raptor Zord, and it basically has the same mold as the Para-Zord. Over here you have the legs. You also have the feet over here. And in Dino Charge, these feet are actually colored silver. They're not yellow. But remember that in the set, all the yellow on the Zords was changed to gold. On the back, you have the tail. And it's just basically the Para-Zord's mold, except with a different feature back here and a different head over here. So, slide the Raptor's mouth open. Use your Raptor charger. And boom! It reveals this giant claw. Which in the show and the Kyoryuger toy line, it was like this, but it's an added product, they made it spread out. Because now it looks like the Raptor claw from that the Green Ranger uses in Dino Steel mode. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say about the Raptor Zord. And it looks pretty nice. So now let's make Dino Charge Megazord Para-Raptor formation. So now, let's form the Dino Charge Megazord Para-Raptor formation. Take the Stego off, take the Tricera off, you're gonna get the Para, and you're gonna do a transformation that's a bit different from the show. You're gonna grab the legs back, hold up the arms like this, and put the legs back. The same thing on the other side. And you're gonna put the Para over here, but make sure you have the battery sticking out first. And make sure you have the claws like this, so that it doesn't interfere with these clips. You're gonna grab the Raptor, and you're gonna do the same. And you're gonna put them over here in Tricera's place. So now, you have the Dino Charge Megazord Para-Raptor formation, which, it looks pretty nice. You have a claw over here, and you have a gun over here. Which, I think this actually looks better in the toy than in the show, because in the show, the Raptorzord's claw is just like this. While in the toy, it looks a lot more menacing, like it looks like it could cut someone. And the gun over here is a nice feature. The reason this was called Kyoryuger Western in Japan is because you have the gun and the claw, which is reminiscent of weapons that cowboys used to use, but cowboys mainly used the gun. Alright, so over here we have the chrome gold Zord armor. So this is basically the T-Rex Zord armor, except done in gold instead of red. So over here you have the chrome gold head, which looks pretty awesome. Like, this thing looks like a freaking legacy item. You have golden claws over here, golden claws on the feet over here. You have a black tail, you still have the red head, which I wish they would have painted this gold to keep consistent with the gold over here, but I don't know why they didn't paint it gold. And basically the body is like this gray color. And to make it into Zord armor mode, flip this up, put the tail back, grab the two arms over here. Oops, sorry. Hold up, I'm adjusting the camera. There. And over here you have the T-Rex Zord armor. Now, this doesn't come with a figure, but we can use my Dino Charge black figure from my other Zord armor to put it in here. Sorry if it's taking kind of a hard time. It's just that I'm looking through the camera. And the legs, you have to actually take off the legs in order to peg in the legs over here, but since this is just a quick demo, we won't do that. So over here you have the Ranger inside, and this Zord armor actually looks pretty neat with the gold on it. If you want the golden Zord armor, I definitely recommend you get this set. But if you already have a Dino Charge Megazord, well, you're lost on the Zord armor unless you can find it on eBay. But I'll talk about that later in my final results. So over here you have the Zord armor, you have some screws over here. And this is supposed to look kind of like the Dino Charge Megazord, as this can combine with the Dino Charge Megazord. But I honestly think that the head looks more like the Q-Rex Megazord from Time Force, which is ironic considering Time Force is actually the favorite season of the Dino Charge cast. So now let's combine the Zord armor with the Dino Charge Megazord. So to combine the Zord armor with the Dino Charge Megazord, take off the arms, which for some reason this arm is really pegged in, and the Raptor Zord just came off, but who cares. Grab the tail, flip it upside down, grab the helmet, put it away, grab the arms of the Zord armor, put it over here. Now grab the legs, and put them over here in these little pegs. Yeah, I'm kind of having a hard time because these pegs actually move. Finally, thank God. Dang it, why do these pegs move? Sorry if I'm wasting up your time, people. There it is. So grab the head of the Zord armor and put it here. And now you have the combination between the Zord armor and the Dino Charge Megazord. So basically call it Dino Charge Zord Armor Megazord or something like that. And I do not like this combination. The legs are pretty hard to stick in over here, and these arms are way too small for Megazord arms. Like, look at the size of like Raptor, for example. And over here, just this tiny thing. So I don't like this combination, but if you do, that's your opinion. So now, let's get to my final thoughts. So overall, this Dinozord Mega Pack was really awesome. I highly recommend it to anyone who doesn't have a Dino Charge Megazord yet. I waited a couple of days to get this from Toys R Us, as I had to get it shipped to me, and the wait was worth it. I have to say, I think this is possibly the best toy I have ever reviewed on this channel. So, this toy was pretty awesome. I'm Hulu Toy Reviews, and signing off. Thanks for watching, everyone.
未だブレイブをつなぎ合おうぜ。荒れる荒ぶる嵐を呼ぶ熱い魂飲み込んだら汚れ知らずのパワーに変える。